look at in this video is how to construct different shapes using a compass. So we're going to do some practice problems here where we look at how to take three sides or three line segments and create a triangle, or three angles and how do we create a triangle. And we're going to look at, how many unique types of triangles we can get when we are given those three types of things. So again, a triangle has three or six elements. It has three angles and it has three sides. So we're going to explore kind of what happens when we are given certain parts of a triangle and how many we can create. So what I would like for you to do is to try to warm up. We are then going to go over the warm up. So pause the video and we are going to then go over it when you restart the video. So the warm-up says to draw, okay, so you're just drawing it freehand with a straight edge, an acute angle, and two segments. And then it says duplicate these three elements to construct a triangle. Try to construct a different triangle using the same elements that is not congruent to the first. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off by, we're going to first draw in a ray. So or line segment. There we go. That's our starting point. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use our compass to recreate this angle. All right, there we go. After we do that, we come over here to our compass or our line segment or our ray that we drew. We're going to draw in that same arc, and then we're going to take our compass and adjust it so it is the length of our arc. All right. So after we do that, we bring it back over here. We adjust our compass so that the pointy end is on this part of the arc where it intersects the side of the angle. We draw that in, and now we're going to draw a straight edge, or use our straight edge and our pencil to draw in another side of this angle, which we just now created. Now, after that, to create our triangle, what we need to do first is we're going to draw in these two side lengths that we have. So we have right here, I'm going to adjust our compass so that it is the length of that side, that line segment we have. Let's go ahead and draw it here. Okay, and then we're going to take our compass and we're going to adjust it so it is the length of the other line segment. And so we're going to have that, and we're going to adjust it right here. You'll notice that what you'll see is I actually didn't draw that first line segment in correctly all the way. So what we would need to do is just extend this a little bit with our straight edge. So make sure it still passes through everywhere it needs to pass through. There we go. Now, to create this third side of our triangle, because we don't have another line segment to recreate, but we do have 2 points. We have a point, a vertex of our angle or of our triangle right here, and the third vertex of our triangle is going to be right here. So we're going to go ahead and take our straight edge and we're going to draw in sides that line up to those. There we go. Okay, so what you'll see is we created a triangle that has that angle we started with and the two side lengths that we started with. And that's pretty much how you're going to create triangles using these types of pieces of a triangle that are given to you. Okay, so then the next part of it says try to construct a different triangle using the same elements that is not congruent to the first. So you would just go about, you could create your angle, you can create a different angle, use different side lengths, but you can come up with different types of triangles that are not congruent to each other. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to look at some examples. If you go back and look at your notes, you'll see there's a bunch of words here. It's just giving you some history on how constructions were used in the past to create different types of art. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend some time looking at these examples over here where we're going to construct some triangles given when we are given different parts of a triangle. So we're going to jump back over to the smartboard. So we have this first example. It says construct triangle ABC using the three segments AB, BC, and CA shown below. How many different sized triangles can be drawn? So what we're going to do is we're going to start off, we're going to create, like we always do, we're going to create our array. Okay, there it is. Now at that point what we're going to do is we're going to begin constructing our side lengths. So let's go ahead, we will go ahead and put our longest side, CA. We'll put that on our base of our triangle over here. So we have right here, there we go, we draw in our little arc. All right, now let's go ahead and label so we don't mix stuff up here. So we have, we put C right here and A right here. So we have A and C. Okay, and we're labeling those because we do have to make sure that our vertices match up with these points on these sides. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take BC. So we will come up here, we're going to duplicate the length of BC in the correct spot. So we adjust our compass so that it's the length of BC. We bring it down here. C was our pencil side, so we're going to flip this over. Or actually, you don't need to do that. So we're going to come here and we're going to adjust this, and we're just going to make an arc right here. Okay. So after we do that, what we're going to do is we need to create AB. So we're going to come up here and we're going to adjust our compass so that it is the length of AB. We're going to put our compass on point A. There we go. And then we're going to adjust our compass and we're going to draw in an arc. And so what happens is when you see this, you'll see that we have found out where point B is. Point B is where those two arcs intersect. So if we put that in the correct spot without that jumping over there, we get point B is right there. And so what we did is we used our compass to find out where point B would be, and now we can use our straight edge and our pencil to draw in the two sides of that triangle. And what we've done is we have duplicated BC, we have CA, and we have AB. Now, the question is, using these three pieces of a triangle, these exact three pieces, we're not changing the lengths or anything, how many different sized triangles can be drawn? And the answer here is one. Okay, you can only draw one triangle using these three sides. All right, so what we can, we're going to jump back over to our iPad. Okay, so when it says how many different sized triangles can be drawn, there is only one size of triangle that can be drawn with when three segments are given. Okay, so there is only one size of triangle that can be drawn when three sides are given. Okay, so it's important to make sure that you understand that. If you have three sides that are given to you, you can only draw one unique triangle. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to jump over and we're going to look at example B. And in this case, instead of being given three sides, we're going to be given three angles. So let's jump back over to the smartboard. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do, we are going to create a array just by drawing it in. So we're going to draw in our array right here. And then we're going to start by creating our angles. So let's create angle A. Okay. So angle A, we got to draw in an arc, and then we're going to come over to our array, and we're going to draw in that same arc. After that, come over here, adjust our compass so that it is the same length as our ray, or as our arc that we had just drawn. And there we go. Put our pointy end right here, and then let's adjust this and draw in our arc. There we go. Let's get that out of the way for a second. Let's draw in the ray that is needed to connect the endpoint of this first ray and that intersection of the arcs. There we go. All right, and then now we need to create angle B. So let's create angle B. All right, so at this point, we kind of can choose. Where do we want angle B? Do we want to put angle B up here, or do we want to put angle B down here? It's up to you. Let's go ahead and let's decide that we're going to put angle B up here. Okay? And you see, I'm kind of picking a point. We're going to put angle B, it's going to be right there. So let's create angle B. Again, we're going to take our, or not even create, we're going to construct angle B. So we're going to take this and we're going to draw in an arc for angle B. So adjust that real quick, and here we go. Draw that in, and we're going to drag it over here, and we're going to draw in our arc. We want our angle over here because we're creating a triangle, so we're going to draw in that arc. Now, after that, we're going to come back over here. We're going to take our compass and we're going to adjust it so that it is the length of that blue arc that we have right there. So pointy end here, pencil end there. It's adjusted just a little bit. Boom. And we're going to bring this back over here. We're going to put our compass right here, pointy end right here. Let's actually put our pencil over here. We're going to draw in our piece of our arc, and now we have a point where those two arcs are intersecting, and we're going to take from here, we're going to draw in our intersection right there, and boom. Okay. Now, if you look at that, you see that once we create those two arcs, that third angle is created automatically for us. And if you wanted to check if that third angle that was just created is the correct one, you could come over here and you could construct this angle. So if we look at this, let's actually do this. So we construct this angle. We'll construct it in red. Boom. And then we're going to drag our compass over here, and we're going to flip it over. We're going to draw in that, and then now we need to come over here and measure this arc with our compass. So here we go. Adjust that some. Let's flip that over there. Here we go. Oops. Again, always tricky on the computer. Adjust this here, here. Boom. So now that we have this compass, we're going or adjust the way we want it to. We're going to flip it over here. We're going to bring it and put it right here. You should see that that ray that we have drawn is going to be right where those two arcs intersect. Boom. You see how the ray intersects those arcs like it should. So that means that that bottom angle right here that's in red, that angle already matched up with this third angle right here. Now, what's nice on the smartboard is we can adjust these sides and move them around here and answer this third question. It says how many different size triangles can be drawn. So let me adjust this ray right here. We're going to make this ray a little bit longer. So if you look at this, we have a triangle that is this size right here. Let me go ahead. I'm going to trace over it in blue line segments. So you have this triangle from here to here, here to here, here to here. The angles are these angle measures right here, and the side lengths are that side, or those side lengths that we have drawn here. Now, here's the deal. I could take this angle, like this angle right here, and I could slide it out here. And what happens is all these angles stay the same. This angle and this angle are the same length. This angle is the same length still, and then this angle and this obtuse angle are the same length. But what I've now done is I've now created a different triangle. This triangle is from here to here, here to here, and here to here. So we now have created a larger angle, but we've now created a larger triangle, but the angles are the same size. And then I can continue doing that. If I see, I don't think I might not be able to get these, but so if you get this, so I could create a new triangle right here. I could create a smaller triangle right here. But all these triangles maintain the same length or same size of angles within them. So if we look at this, how many different size triangles can be drawn, we're going to jump back to our iPad to answer that. What we find out is that by sliding any of these angles and making the sides longer, we can come up with there are an infinite number of triangles that can be created when given 3 angles. Okay, so again, when you're given 3 sides, you can only create 1 angle. When you're given when you're given 3 sides, you can only create 1 triangle. When you're given 3 angles, you can create an infinite number of triangles because you can adjust the lengths of the sides. Now, here's what you need to know. Because a triangle has a total of 6 parts, there are several combinations of segments and angles that may or may not determine a triangle. Having 1 or 2 parts is not enough to determine a triangle. Okay? Is having 3 parts enough? And so that answer depends on the combination. Okay? So if you're in the exercises that you're going to do for homework, you're going to construct triangles and quadrilaterals and when you're given various parts of a triangle. So again, what I highlighted in green, what you need to know, if I give you 1 angle or 1 side, that is not enough to determine to determine which triangle I'm talking about. If I give you 3 sides though, okay, when it asks is having 3 parts enough, that answer depends on the combination. If I give you 3 sides, you can determine the exact triangle that I'm talking about. But if I give you 3 angles, you cannot determine the exact triangle that I'm talking about. Okay, and then if you go back to, so what you're going to explore in your homework is what happens if I give you 2 angles and a side, or 2 sides and an angle. Is that enough to determine a unique triangle? So, that being said, we're going to go ahead and look at one last example here. Okay, it says draw segment GH. So we have segment GH right here. I drew a text box, not a side, so let's go ahead and draw an array. So that's GH, and then it says draw a segment GH, okay, there we go. And we're going to construct an isosceles right triangle with each leg equal to half of GH. So first things first, we're going to need to create so let's go ahead. Let's create half of GH, and I created GH, well, no, we're fine. So we need to if we want to find half of GH, we need to take our compass and we're going to spread it out so that it is half of this length. Keep in mind here that we are actually making a right isosceles triangle, so that means that finding half of this and finding the perpendicular bisector will actually help us out immensely, because we'll create a right angle that is halfway through this that cuts this line segment in half, which is what we want. So then we create our arc going the other way. All right. So now we have a perpendicular bisector. We can go ahead and bisect from here down to here. Looks like might have moved my compass there just a little bit, but so what we have here is there's our perpendicular bisector. So what we have here, this length over here is, draw this in with a line segment. This is half of GH. which is exactly what we wanted. So now we have a right angle right here. Now we need to create another side that is half of GH. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our compass, we're going to adjust it from here over to here, because that's the same length as half of GH. And then we're going to rotate it up here. Pull this in. So now we know that this line segment needs to be extended up to here. And so to create our right isosceles triangle, we go from there to here. And then there's our right isosceles triangle. Okay, so you're going to work on the 3-6 homework. If you have any questions, message me on Remind or on email, and I'll see you in class.